Hey everybody, it's Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart with another update for our homeschool video. We have had 2 exceptional weeks. Weeks 4 and 5 went really well, and I modified a couple of things and updated a few things and then threw in some supplemental activities, and these last 2 weeks went by really smooth. So if you're interested in hearing what I did, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we are in a really good groove right now. When I did my update for weeks 2 and 3, I was a little dissatisfied. I didn't feel like our schedule was super smooth and I was having kind of a rough time. So with a couple of suggestions from you guys out there, as well as some meditation and modification, I was able to put together a little bit of a different schedule that's been working really well for us for these last 2 weeks. So kind of a quick overview of what I updated and what I changed. I've always been super happy with our math curriculum and the content there, so I didn't change anything with that. We do one worksheet or one lesson a day with the Horizons curriculum, and we also have one math activity / lesson / whatever supplemental piece that goes with our math lesson. Our math is still pretty quick. It's taking about, 15 to 25 minutes, let's say, to complete that, although 25 is probably really excessive. We really usually finish in about 15 or 20 minutes. So math is really good, and I'm enjoying teaching math, which is surprising to me because I never thought that I would ever like math. It's beginning kindergarten math. Let's not get too excited. Okay, so math is really great. I was having problems with my English language arts, and with some suggestions from the community, I have updated and changed that. So our English language arts now looks like we do the lesson material from the Horizons, and rather than doing the full assignment that they give you, I go through the lesson and I circle which activities I want my son to do. So some days he'll do more writing than others, and it's just working really well. So let me show you really briefly. This is the letter Y, and I'll just go through before we start class and just kind of circle which numbers I want him to do. So sometimes I'll have him do like a lot of the reading matching, and other times I'll have him do more of the writing. So that's working out really good, because where there's usually like 10 or 15 activities, I'll give him like 4 or 5, sometimes 6 if it's a really short one. Like this one on the bottom here is really short. It's just reminding him what those vowel sounds sound like by reading those makeup words. So that works really good, and it's making the lesson time go by so much quicker, and we're not burned out by the time we're finished with the lesson. So that's going really great. And then on top of that, I always try to have a supplemental activity. Those activities are usually really quick. For example, this week we did, this is QU. It looks like up. I hope, is that right on your screen? I don't know. Anyway, so this is a QU wheel, and we had, let's see, I didn't bring a little, oh yes I do. Here's a little clip, and we just would clip around the wheel what the QU sound was when we were doing this letter. And although the lesson material was only teaching Q, I kind of threw in the U since that's the rule for the English language. So anyway, games like this is actually a free printable that I got from Play-Doh to Play-Doh. Here, let me see if I can get that close for you. Play-Doh to Play-Doh, and I just downloaded. She had several digraphs that were there, and that was just the one that we used this particular week. Or we'll do like a writing activity where we just try to write on the whiteboard, or we'll do like a hunt, write the classroom, I think is what they call it, write the room, and we'll go around the room and find different letters and then write those letters on our little sheet and that sort of thing. So we still do that, and he's still doing his online game, which he is still really enjoying, and we're working through that program. It's the Teach Your Monsters to Read program online, and it's free, and I like it. The narrator for the program has an interesting accent, and so some of the sounds I don't think really sound the same, but it's just a game, so I let my son play, and it's not a big deal. We have been doing the interactive notebook every day for weeks 1 through 3. In these last 2 weeks, I have only been doing the interactive notebook 1 day a week, sometimes 2, but because my son is so proficient in all of the letters, I haven't felt a huge need to consistently repeat and practice these letters. So that's that. Oh, and the other thing we started is that we had a co-op reading group that we've started to attend on Wednesday mornings. So that's been really great because it's a different teacher. It's not just me, and she reads lots of stories, and we kind of learn about, or we just apply those stories into our life and talk about it. And she has a little craft and all this kind of fun stuff that goes with it. So in place of what we usually do for reading on those days, we've been able to do that. So anyway, that's kind of an overview of what I changed and why our week has been going so well, and it's just been really smooth. Our English language arts section, including doing the computer time, which is about 20 minutes of computer time, and then the lesson and an activity takes us about probably 45 minutes. So 25 minutes of like lesson writing and then 20 minutes on the computer. So it's been going great, and my son likes it, and it kind of breaks up our day to have that computer time. And so anyway, it's been going really good, and I have all good things to say about where we are with Horizons. Whereas 2 weeks ago, I was feeling a little like not really sure how that was going to pan out. I was going to inform or kind of just tell you a couple of fun things that I did with our math curriculum this last 2 weeks, and that I kind of put together. And if you're looking for ideas of things that you can do in addition to what the curriculum has given you. So I made this is a greater than less than game. And I put it on my website, so you're welcome to use it. I did 2 different activities. This one is like a pirates theme, and then the other one I think was apples in baskets. So if you are interested in downloading that activity, then you can go to my website, which is www.fullpurposeandheart.com, and then just go to the printables tab, and there's all my printables there. So if you're looking for something. Anyway, so this greater than less than activity, we were talking about it a lot in our curriculum, so I made a game to kind of go along with it. And anyway, so here's the idea of it, is that I had my son choose 2 treasure chests. We counted the coins in each treasure chest, and then we put down, was it greater than or was it less than? And these are just whatever, little alligators or something, I don't know. Anyway, so again, I did 2 activities. This one is the treasure chest one, and then I did one that was for apples, all in the same little bundle. So if you're interested in having a game like that to kind of correlate when you're teaching greater than less than, you can go with that. We've been also doing a lot of time teaching to the hour, and so I went online and I found a couple of things that I kind of liked, and then I duplicated it a little bit. Anyway, so I liked this, that they were teaching the hour for the full, like between the 2 numbers as opposed to just the number, because anyway, I don't know. I just felt like if you just teach the child that it's like 10 o'clock like this, then anytime the little hand is not pointed to an exact number, it might be harder to tell. So I don't know if it's making a difference or not. But anyway, so I have a little Judy clock, and this is a manipulative that my son's allowed to use. We talked a little bit about like, well, what time do we eat lunch? And then he would put it to 12 o'clock. And what time do we go to bed? And so then he would put it to his bedtime. That sort of thing. So this was a good manipulative to have, and it was really inexpensive. I found it at a teacher's store in my area, but you can find them online and whatever. And then I made this little worksheet handout where we were just talking about what is the hour, in addition to some other hour activities and what hour activities were on his assignment. So this was additional practice, and in this particular one I was trying to focus on what is the hour, and we were practicing that even if the number's not pointed exactly at 1, it's still within the 1 o'clock hour range, if that makes sense to you. Okay. So those are 2 things, and then the last one I will share with you is that I purchased a little bundle from Teachers Pay Teachers. It was in Miss Giraffe's classroom. Miss Giraffe, I think, is just the name of her shop. Anyway, look down below in the description box, and I'll make sure and put a link to that there. And it was $15 for a huge bundle of all of her money, whatever, worksheets and activities. So I have these 2 posters back here, which you can't totally see, but one has the 4 coins on it, and then this one is just for pennies here on the bottom. And then she had all kinds of like little games and matching and rolling and graphing and all kinds of different things. So as we've been working with pennies, then that's been fun to have several different activities that I've been able to pull from to supplement that material and reiterate that practice. So that's been really great. These next 2 weeks coming up, we have a really short week next week, and then we're taking our break after 6 weeks of school. Hopefully we'll have the baby next week, and then so it'll kind of all coincide. And then right after that, we're going to be jumping into digraphs. So his English language arts is going to go more towards reading rather than just the languages. And his math is going to start picking up addition. So I'm excited to get started there. I'm also going to be getting the Writing Without Tears book, the first Writing Without Tears book, just because I do feel like my son needs some practice in a couple of letters and numbers, and so I'm going to integrate that and kind of throw in those pages a couple days a week, especially on our shorter school days when we don't have a lot of other materials we're doing, because of like our reading co-op on Wednesdays, or Fridays usually is a pretty light day. So anyway, those are the plans for the things coming up. And I'm excited and motivated. I especially like this idea of doing 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or 1 week off, just because I feel like it'll help break up the weeks and break up the time. The planning is still going well. So anyway, overall positive homeschooling experience for the last 2 weeks of school. Let's see if there was one other thing I was going to share. I think that's it. If I had some materials that you're interested in, again, check the description box below and you'll be able to find it. If I've created it myself, it's available on my website, which is www.fullpurposeandheart.com, and you can go there. And then there's a link to my Teachers Pay Teachers shop as well if there's some things that you would like to purchase, and then I have some free downloads on the website. So check out the things that you want or need. Leave a comment below if you need something else or you have a request or a thought or anything. That's always open. Like this video if you like it, and subscribe if you're interested in hearing more about our school year, how things are going with updates and planning ideas and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you in another video. Bye.